what is happening in this digital age, where social media has become a major part of how we learn, communicate, express ourselves, and build relationships. So while this technology has created opportunities for learning, creativity, and connection, it has also come with its own challenges. So families are trying to understand how to fit in, how to be very, very aware, and how to protect the home front from the dangers that are out there in the cyberspace. So among these challenges is cyberbullying, and as it is, enough is not being said about it. We just have to be very, very conscious and put much effort in order to be able to reduce it as much as possible. So as parents and caregivers, as educators and advocates, we all share a common responsibility to create an environment where children feel safe, heard and valued and protected, both offline and online. So this seminar is more than just a discussion about social media. It is a call for partnership between NGOs, families, schools, community leaders, for us to work together to equip children with the right values, digital awareness, emotional support, and confidence to navigate the online world. So to our parents and organizations and advocates here present, thank you for your commitment to protecting and empowering young people. Your work continues to provide hope, education, and support for families and vulnerable children in our communities. So as we begin this seminar, I encourage everyone to listen attentively, share openly, and leave here not only informed, but inspired to take practical steps towards protecting the emotional and social well-being of every child. So together we can raise a generation of children who are safe, confident, and compassionate, and resilient, both online and offline. Thank you, and I wish us all a productive and impactful seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. Now we have a clue of what today is all about. So next I'm going to call upon the
Council of the United Nations in 1983. They now decided that the role of the family in the development process society. So issues of families should be considered by decision makers, so that problems and the needs of the family should be looked into. So in 1989, in one of its resolutions, the United Nations proclaimed 1994 as the International Year of the Family. And in 1993, the Day of Families was pronounced. That is, on every 15th of every year, 15th of May of every year is declared International Day of Families. So that is how we have this International Day of Families being celebrated. So normally this day provides opportunity to promote awareness of issues that relate to families, increase knowledge of the social and economic demography of processes affecting family. And we know that in September 2015, the member states of the United Nations adopted the Sustainable Development Goals, which have 17 goals. And these goals are aimed towards eliminating poverty, discrimination, abuse, preventable deaths, preventing environmental destruction, so as to usher in an era of development for families, for the world, and for families in particular. And we know that families, as I said earlier, makes their impact on family, on the society is very important. So So normally every year, a theme is agreed on for what the family day will be about. So in 2026, that is this year, the theme that was agreed on is families, inequalities, and social well-being. So and why is this theme agreed upon? Because it has been realized that there is a widening inequalities that is shaping the family life and influencing the future of our children. So now the United Nations look at it, that it is appropriate, it is time for us to look at these issues and see how we are going to try to resolve them. So families are central to social and economic progress, and as we know, we can all feel the impacts of insecurities and lack of enough economic means to be able to take care of the needs of our family and the well-being of our children also. So for us at Women's Board and Wave Press, we took out of that 2026 theme to look at today the issues of the social and well-being of child well-being and social media and cyberbullying. So out of these issues that the United Nations want to look at, we are looking at that today. So normally, as they say, at the MC mentioned, we have over the years tried to celebrate the International Day of Families. Our projects, Women's Board and all our projects, and Wave Press Study Center is one of the projects of Women's Board, are very much involved in family-oriented issues. So this is why we took it upon ourselves that we have to always celebrate our families. So we are here today to explore the topic, child well-being, social media and cyberbullying. So we hope that with today's event, we will be able to make impact in the lives of the families that are here and the families that we are going to reach through our various social media platforms. So let us sit together, try to see how we are going to effect effective change, because we all know the ills of social media. At the same time, there are also a lot of gains from the social media. So I'm quite sure our keynote speaker and the other speaker who are going to talk to us today will enlighten us more on what we can do and what we can stop doing if we are doing some things that we shouldn't be doing. So thank you everybody for your attendance. And
now, even at home, sitting pretty in the four walls, thinking that you're protected, the child is still being bullied. The child has been blocked from WhatsApp groups because they believe that the child does not belong, she's not good enough, she's not all of that. There's a picture of her circulating among her friends or supposed friends that she's not aware of. All these things are happening, and one day she stumbles on it and she sees it. And we're saying, how do we help these children? We cannot be with them 24/7. We cannot be hovering over their screens all the time. So we need to create a pact, PACT. It's a simple agreement within the home. It's one that speaks of privacy. The P is for privacy. Privacy as a priority to build a digital fence. Just like we have a fence around our home, digital platforms also allow us to build a digital fence. It allows us to control the audience that our children have in the social space. So, for example, your child's social media pages should be private, meaning only those that your child allows in would come in. Because once you are not private, everybody and anybody has access to your child. So the first thing that must be done is to create that privacy. So only those that are allowed into your child's space is in your child's space. The second one is there's a way for direct messages to to be also controlled. Every app has it. So please, parents, if you are not, like we always say, I'm not digital like that. For the sake of our children, we need to be digital like that. We need to know all the settings that helps us to protect our children. So DMs can also be private. Only those who have access, who your child allows access, can send them a DM. Location ghosting. So this is making sure that location on devices are turned off, so that people are not aware of where your children are. And your children also should be taught that they shouldn't disclose their locations by little. I mean, I know that a lot of us have seen these videos that go around where you're taking a picture by a gate and then you've taken the whole address, everything. Like everybody now knows where you're standing. You're standing at 56 Adisa Bashwa. It's very clear. They know where you live. They know how to get you. So all of those things are things. But this is when we're talking about digital. It's even worse, because with your phone here with you now, anyone can track you because it's you opened up your location. Comment filtering. You can also filter comments on. In fact, you can even turn off commenting for your social media. So the next one is A. A is authentic connection. So the best firewall is trust. Children must know that they can share mistakes without fear. I know that a lot of us grew up in the time when we hardly used to talk to our parents. It was a one-way conversation. So they spoke to us, we just listened and we moved on. If they had anything to say, we just collected it and we moved. But we need to show our children that they can have conversations with us. And let us also try not to be quick to met out the discipline. For a lot of us, once they tell us we get angry, we're provoked, we want to just react. If the child knows that that's your default reaction, then they're never going to speak to you. Or if a child comes to you and says, in having the conversation, you are able to draw out to the child where the child has gone wrong and the ways that we're planning to make sure that we've done better. The child knows that they don't blame me, although I have a share in the blame, but the first thing for them to do is to make sure that we resolve it. So authentic connection is something that we must have with our children. Critical thinking. Teach them to question. Is it true? Is this kind? Is this helpful? We need to help children to realize that they must also speak up for themselves. Because a lot of times when these things are happening, everybody pretends that they cannot see it. And they want you to have sacred spaces. You know, deciding on the no phone at dinner, no screens in the bedroom. Parents must, you know, we all have to agree on this. So you can't say, oh, you children don't do that, but you're doing it. So all of us have to collectively agree. Where do we say no screens? Do we say no screens when we're eating so that we can all gist and catch up? Or if we say we're watching TV, we're all watching TV together collectively. So if we as parents, we keep scrolling at the table, our children will do the same. So to end this conversation, all hope is not lost. Because sometimes it feels like there's really nowhere to turn. You know, everywhere you look, it seems like there's so much, it's overwhelming. Technology keeps changing every day, but the needs of our children's heart never changes. They need to feel seen, they need to feel loved, they need to feel protected. And as parents, our job isn't to build walls to keep the world out, it's to build resilience with them. And resilience starts with us. When our child looks up from their screen, let them find your eyes, not your back, bent over your own phone. Let's lead by example. Let's be digitally present. No cyberbully can break a child who knows they have a solid rock to land on at home. I just want to say this. The children we need to allow our children to explore. And when I say this, I mean it from a physical point of view. We grew up at a time when television only came up at 4 o'clock. It went off at 10, and so we had to entertain ourselves.
4 hours.
Yeah.